players in the world. Powerful, clinical, lethal, remarkably consistent. He's carrying Norway deeper into this tournament than they've ever gone before. This is uncharted territory for the Norwegian side. Is this finally the World Cup where Haaland transforms from a club phenomenon into a global football icon? And then there's another blockbuster knockout clash. How can we forget England versus Mexico? A hostile atmosphere at the Azteca. The home crowd roaring, England reduced to just 10 men, yet somehow they dug deep, defended with incredible discipline and walked away with one of the grittiest wins of the tournament. It wasn't pretty, but sometimes World Cups are won on resilience as much as they are on brilliance. And finally, football once again found itself discussing something beyond football, beyond a single red card. The Balogun red card controversy has snowballed into a huge debate, a refereeing decision, political commentary, accusations of outside influence and growing questions over whether the sport and FIFA have become vulnerable to narratives far removed from what happens actually on the pitch. Was this simply a footballing decision, or does it raise bigger concerns for the future of the game? Plenty to discuss, plenty to debate. Joining me tonight are people who live and breathe football, and I'm looking forward to a lively conversation as well. Let's bring them one by one. With me on the broadcast is Varun Chandra, founder and CEO, NBN Sports. Many thanks for taking our time, Varun. And Musawwir Sheikh, football content creator, Playmaker India, with us on the broadcast. Many thanks, bhai, for taking out the time, joining us live from UAE. We're also soon going to have with us YJ Reviews and Ranjit Bajaj. But you see, Varun, what was the biggest takeaway from that Brazil-Norway match? You're somebody who's watched football all his life. Something was amiss for the Brazilian side. They have the players on paper, but Norway seemed to have everything under control, right from possession to the crosses. It seemed like they wanted the tempo to slow down, and that's where Vinicius Jr. became absolutely ineffective.
Right. I mean, the World Cup has already showed us that football is a team sport, and it's just that if you play more as a team, you're probably good chances to beat one of the giants of the sport. So I think that's what we saw again, and I just think that that's what Norway has shown us throughout the tournament, that they play for each other, and there is basically no superstar culture in there. And I think just the way you see Haaland and Odegaard interact with the team as well, I think that becomes very, very, very obvious if you just see the way that the team sticks together. So I think ultimately that's just it. And of course, it's the World Cup. It's do or die when it comes to the knockout stages. So we've got to make every day count, and no question about the fact that Norway was the better team on the day.
All right. Musawwir bhai, what's your take here? Your tactical analysis, help us understand that, because Haaland was literally walking. I was reminded of that Nike advertisement, Rip the Script, where he's sitting down and he's meditating, and without Channing Tatum really knowing where he went. That's exactly what happened last night, didn't it?
Summed up well in my opinion, yaar. Seriously, I was not expecting this kind of performance from Brazil, and seriously, the first half was okay, but the second half, I'm really shocked right now. Ki bhai, kya hua exactly in that half, right? Because you could clearly see that Brazil is like just passing sideways and not trying to build up that pressure, which we see like Brazil, right? And Norway is just passing through, breaking those lines easy. Like Haaland was just walking, he's bullying all the center backs of Brazil, which again we have seen, him bully the center backs of Brazil in Premier League also. But it was a side that I can't forget right now, and it's still in my head. I'm still playing it back, and Haaland was just having a ball game, in that. But again, if you look at the XG, if you look at the big chances created, it was all Brazil. Brazil was just top of the attacking threat, but for some reason they are not. They didn't take those chances, which we thought they will, right? And they kind of played with a lot of protection. There was any real threat from Brazil in this last game. I don't know why they avoided taking those risks, and why don't they went for a counter-attacks and stuff. But if you really look, the only chance which I remember is that Hendricks movement, which they couldn't score.
There was also the penalty. I don't know why Vinicius Jr. did not take that particular penalty. Was there a particular reason according to you?
Well, Ancelotti summed it up again. He said that he was not in the top 5. I don't know how's that possible. Don Carlo
I
and
mean,
his, like, seriously.
Varun, what do you say? I mean, if you're the captain on the pitch, if you're the skipper, I mean, there are so many other players who could have probably lined up for that penalty. I mean, I would hedge my bet against Marquinhos as well, but why Bruno Guimaraes?
I mean, a lot of people on the pitch that could actually take it, but I think the thing and the fact is that sport after a certain level is 90% mental, and I think we've seen this in the past as well, specifically with penalty shootouts in the World Cup. I think we've all seen that clip of Ronaldo motivating his teammates and asking them to go and take that penalty. I think it's a mental thing as well. Even though if I don't see Vinicius Junior saying no to that moment, and I mean, like we just discussed, Don Carlo did give us a extremely tactical breakdown on how Vinicius Junior is not even in the top 5 penalty takers on the pitch at that moment. So you can't really argue with that. But I think it's more of a mental game at that point. So I'm assuming that played a part.
You know what? Let's talk a little bit about Neymar as well. For an entire generation, this man has been that magical footballer. You know, when it comes to Joga Bonito, when it comes to, you know, the street superiority, it was always Neymar. What went wrong? Right. I mean, I know he's been plagued by so many injuries, but his assessment of, your assessment of his game last night, what happened on the pitch? We'll start with Varun. Varun, what did you make of that? He seemed a little weak, but he did convert that penalty.
Right. I mean, again, big game player, big game, big moment, and he stepped up to convert that penalty, although it was a little too late in the day for that to actually matter the result overall. But honestly, with Neymar, it's a bit of a heartbreaking story. If you've seen him play over the past couple of seasons as well, I think his body has taken quite a toll throughout his career, and it's just not the same player that we used to seeing him play. Obviously, prime Neymar, the way he moved on the pitch and what we've seen in the last few years is it's just not comparable at all. And I mean, on the biggest stage, I think we expected him to show up or do something what James Rodriguez has been doing, just showing up for Colombia, but didn't happen. Honestly, I'm just sad. I can't really break it down tactically too much because, again, like you said, streets were always with Neymar, and so was I, but can't really say much.
Gave us some really beautiful moments at Neymar Jr.
Absolutely.
You know, Musafir Sheikh, your fondest memory of Neymar Jr., and then we'll move on to our other segments. But Neymar Jr., what does that name essentially mean to you?
I started playing football, the district football, in 2010 and 2011. And that time, Neymar was all over the news, and that huge move to Barcelona. We all had the same haircut of Neymar. Getting beaten up at home, buying those hypervenom shoes of Nike. I still remember those days. We all wanted to be Neymar. Still Messi and Ronaldo were huge, but there was a huge, wave of Neymar Jr., that Joga Bonito again, trying to do the skills, trying to copy, the YouTube videos and trying to do it on the pitch, getting, substituted by the coach. It was all fun, He kind of made a lot of people fall in love with football. He was the fabric of Brazil, in my opinion, because we kind of lost Joga Bonito on the way, but he was the last of the kind, in my opinion, what, we used to see Brazil back in 2006, 2002 World Cups and stuff. So I think Neymar was one of the players, the last of his kind, and, he made a debut at MetLife, and finishing it at MetLife, it was written in the stars. And for some reason, I thought, injuries and a lot of personal choices also,
marred with injuries, marred with too much controversies, maybe running after money too much. I mean, the entire world, how we have each and every advice to give to Sachin Tendulkar. The same went for Neymar Jr. as well. All of us sitting at our homes, telling him exactly what to do. And I mean, his clips from, I think, where is he playing right now? At Santos. They're still doing the rounds, they're getting some sort of virality. My final question about Brazil and, Norway, and then we'll move on. Varun, do you think this is the transitional phase? Because next time we won't see no Casemiro. We will not see Neymar anymore. This entire Brazilian team, it's going through a little bit of a churn. Next time, maybe you'll have more young blood in this team. It was just a fact that, last time they bowed out to Croatia, before that to Belgium. That was unfortunate. This time, I think they were, doomed to go down.
I mean, definitely not the favorites this tournament. And 4 years, I think, is a long time to have some new blood come up and get some valuable experience in the domestic leagues and in the international tournaments. But yeah, I mean, definitely need to see some change. And there is a position up there which has been a problem for Brazil, which is the striker for a lot of years. And we thought we saw that fixed this time around, but nah, just not the Brazil that we're used to seeing growing up, right? Like Brazil in itself is
very difficult to fill up those Ronaldo Nazario boots. I mean, that's a mammoth of a task.
I mean, that's something that even Haaland said. Also, I would love to talk about Haaland and his confidence off the pitch as well that he's shown in this in the World Cup. But
you know what? We've got a reaction. Funny that you say that. Varun, how about we listen into what Erling Haaland had to say? Let's cue that soundbite up and we'll come back for more.
Perfect.
First of all, how I feel, I feel quite good after scoring 2 goals against Brazil and winning 2-1 against them. First of all, how much it means for Norway, I think I've said it before now, but I think we are changing the nations. First of all, I said that we've been growing balls now over time on playing football and all these kind of things, and I think the way we play today shows that Norway is a fantastic football team, and that we're actually one of the better teams in Europe and in the world, because what we've been doing is amazing, and it took 28 years. It took some time. I'm 25 years old, so you can't really blame me for that. You can blame me for coming here, but yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable, and I'm proud. I'm proud of my country, and I'm proud of everyone.
Well, there you have it. What a superstar in the making. What a superstar making. You know, I'm a United fan, and it hurts my heart that, you know, he's playing on the other side of Manchester. But what a phenomenal player.
Just supreme confidence,
really,
no?
Seriously, because I still remember when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, told Woodward that there is a player in Norway, you need to sign him. But we didn't sign him, and that was bad from up. And you can clearly see what he's doing at Man City.
Yeah,
I'm really good. But when I see him wear that Norway jersey, man, he's too good. Like, he reminds me of Adriano because I didn't see Adriano play. I used to use Adriano in FIFA a lot, so I know how good he was. That 99 plus shooting, that 99 plus finishing. This guy is really unreal. You know? His body is so strong, and he wins every duel. A deadly finishing, and he can dribble with that body, dribbling in the tight spaces. It's not easy. It's not easy. You rarely see that, right? With that kind of physicality. So I think Haaland has been just sensational joining Man City before that at Borussia Dortmund also. You know, maybe that's why kind of stopping him is not easy. You know, even though he keep on breathing on his neck, he will find a way to score. And he did that. He did that for the second goal against Brazil. You know, if you rewatch it.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was so nonchalant.
Yeah.
He just rolled the ball and bam, it went inside. Alisson, I mean, wasn't stopping that in 100 attempts. But since I'm running out of time here, let's focus on the other game, the other knockout game. Many here back at home did not, even think of watching it because it was a 5:30 a.m. game. England versus Mexico. But after a red card and then Jude Bellingham's, quick brace, Harry Kane converts in a penalty. You can always count on him. He can probably close his eyes and, score a penalty. Varun, what did you make of that particular game? According to The Simpsons' predictions, if Ronaldo were to pick this up, it had to be Mexico versus Portugal in the final. So that's not happening anymore.
I mean, that's what I was also banking on. Like, the only ray of hope when it comes to Portugal was the Simpsons prediction. And I think that's not on our side anymore. But I mean, some are saying it's coming home this year finally. But I'm not too sure about that, but definitely England just stepping up at the right.
Why do you say so? Why do you say you're not too sure about that?
I mean, personally, I would never be like vouch for any other country apart from Portugal, especially in this World Cup, right? Because the big man needs to get his, and this is the final chance out here. And secondly, when you look at France, honestly, I really can't. As much as my analytical, tactical brain I use, I don't really see any team getting the better of France in this tournament. So, yeah, for those two reasons, I don't really see England lifting the cup, but definitely stepping up at the big moments and the big players stepping up at the big moments. And I was speaking to a friend earlier in the day, and they were pretty adamant about the fact that this was Jude Bellingham's best performance ever be it for England or for any club. So yeah, the big players stepping up at the right time and just doing that away in their home ground with 10 men. It's just very, very
I don't understand, why it can't come home, because you see on paper, last time in Qatar, the quarterfinal, Musawwir was again England versus France. It was Mbappe versus Kyle Walker. This time the teams have changed. But look at the midfield combine for England as well. You've got Declan Rice, you've got Jude Bellingham, you have several other top names that are doing the rounds. One of them literally just signed for Manchester City again. Another United target. I'm sure you know of them. But you see, that's the entire thing. You have a fantastic midfield in England, but you have superior speed in France, and I think it's coming up to be a great match. I think in a knockout stage, a 50-50 situation, it's anybody's game, isn't it?
That's a fact. That's a fact. If you see the last game stats again, it was all Mexico in position. It was all Mexico in attack. It was all Mexico in more passes, right? So it shows that it doesn't matter how much the ball you are keeping. If you're not scoring, you're going to lose. And I think right now, the current England squad has that good midfield. They have got good legs in the midfield. They have got good finishers in Harry Kane. Again, he's been scoring, every game. So Bellingham stepping up is a very good sign for England, in my opinion. I know it's going to be a very tough game. Again, you reminded me of the 2022 World Cup. It's going to be same. Again, a lot of high tension, high drama. You could see a goal in the last moment of the match. But I still feel that this is going to be a neck-to-neck game. But I still feel that it's going to be France. England, for some reason, they have been cursed. We have been seeing that in the past World Cups also. And this World Cup especially, I feel England is going...
There are a lot of people out there who are still vouching for Harry Kane to bag the Ballon d'Or if England, somehow end up reaching, the finals of this World Cup. But of course, some very difficult matches that are going to be on the line as well. Will they be able to meet each other in the knockouts, or is it going to be only in the finals? Help me understand that, Varun, if you've been doing the chalking out strategy.
Musawwir bhai, if you can help me out with this one, because I am not very familiar with the grid.
I think me too, because I know the next games. I think in the semis there is a chance. If I'm not wrong, there is a chance in semis. If I'm not wrong,
there's a chance in the semis.
Yeah. Because the bracket is very confusing this time out.
42 for 48 teams this time around. We have Musawwir who's doing the work as we speak. But, even as he gets back, to us with that answer, hearts broken across Mexico. I mean, the hosts are certainly out now. They crashed out. They hadn't, conceded a goal. And now Jude Bellingham walks in like it's nothing. And with his hands, held up like that. The age-old Eric Cantona.
It's going to be final.
It's going to be in the finals?
It's going to be final, sorry. Yes. It's going to be in the
finals. You see, so much of technology that is also now, even as the game changes, the technology around it is changing as well. Last time around, Musawwir, I think we were talking about how the VAR dominated the entire show. It wasn't Modric, it wasn't Ronaldo, it was VAR and the referee that took away all the spotlight. And now, Donald Trump allegedly seems to have influenced this Balogun red card, and the FIFA, they've not essentially removed the red card from his stats, but that suspension has been removed. How does that work out? And isn't that a dangerous precedent for the game? Let's say Belgium have moved and appealed that he shouldn't be playing, but we don't really know what's going to happen. Musawwir.
It's going to be very difficult. I mean, this is the first time since the 1964 World Cup when I was reading about it, because in the 1964 World Cup, Garrincha was given a red card and he still played the finals. So I don't know who influenced that, but this time it's surely Donald Trump, who is sitting in the White House and playing cards against FIFA. I don't know how's that possible. I mean, UEFA gave a statement, the Belgian FA is giving a statement, and still the card is there, but they have removed the suspension. I don't know how this works, man. You have to have some rules, right? And there are the rules for FIFA World Cup. There are rules for football, and you can't just change it overnight and put in, this is my guy, let him play. This is not good. This is not good for the beautiful game, because again, first of all, the technology has kind of, laid down the beautiful game. Now this political things are going to black the name of the beautiful game. So it's going to be very difficult. Now Belgian FA has appealed. That's a good thing. But I don't know, will Gianni Infantino, do something about it, or he'll just sit there
in front of the
with
Republican
president, have a cup
administration?
of
I
coffee?
don't think they stand a chance. I don't think any team stands a chance in front of the Republican administration. This is the golden, team of the United States of America. Varun, what's your take on this one? I mean, snickometer, when it's a caught behind at the Lords in a test match, I mean, that works out. But in offside, really, I mean, that's as funny as it gets.
I mean,
We were cursing the technology, right?
I'll come to you, Musafir bhai. Let me ask Varun.
See, there are processes in place to appeal these decisions, right? So it's not that this is something which just does not happen at all in the world of sport, but definitely not at this level, at this stage, and with the kind of personnel involved over here in this specific situation. What I would say is, I have a bit of a different opinion on this, where obviously coming from India and seeing how most sports are dealt with in this country, apart from cricket, it's very refreshing to see someone at that level, the president of the United States stepping in for the United States team, and not just like, it's not a massive game changer, right? It's just one red card. It's refreshing to see him being involved in this decision, if he is actually. So again, not completely out of nowhere. Like, there is a system in place. You can appeal these decisions. Referees do make mistakes, although we do have VAR and a million cameras and all this technology in today's day and age. So with that being said, there's a lot of talk about FIFA being FIFA. I think we all know what I'm talking about over there. So just my opinion on that is just that it's refreshing to see someone at that level stepping in and actually paying attention to a sport which the country is not really known for. But when you do have the power, it's great if you can actually influence things in your favor, and I think that's what's happened.
Well, now that you've said that, I remember Cristiano Ronaldo meeting up with the US president little months before the World Cup. Maybe a deal happened on that front as well. If you have the power to influence, like you said. We'll leave it at that. I just got a message from Yash. He says he's got some electricity problems at his home. He won't be able to join. We really missed you here, Yash. And Ranjit, by the way, is with Minerva in Finland. That team is playing a couple of matches in Finland. Let's wish them all the very best. You wouldn't have been able to make time out of that. But tonight, you've got another game. You've got Spain versus Portugal. Let's see what happens over there, and maybe we can again cycle back to what's happening with CR7, the main man at this tournament, the big man, like Varun said. We can talk about that tomorrow as well. The good point is that this is a really watchable FIFA World Cup. With too many teams, they were saying maybe the quality goes down. Nuh-uh, that's not happening. Too much to talk about. A hero goes down, a new hero emerges. You've got controversies that don't leave the pitch, and some really nail-biting football. I think that's the biggest silver lining for all the football fans out there. Musafir, many thanks for taking on the time. Varun, many thanks for taking on the time speaking to us here on News9. We hope to see you here more often as well. All right, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of In Your Interest. We're going to catch you again tomorrow. Many thanks for watching.
Meet the tomorrow today. ICFI is the bridge between tomorrow and today. Bridge between aspirations and accomplishment. Bridge between I wish to I can. I will remove the gap. Welcome to the I. I am ICFI. Belief called I can fly above imagination.
In Belfast, sudden act of violence, and within hours, a city was pulled into chaos. What began as a stabbing has now ignited nights of unrest across Northern Ireland. Fresh unrest has erupted in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir with large-scale protests